Most new creators spend $1,000 on a microphone before they've ever recorded a minute of their podcast. This is so similar to those of you that will go out and spend $5,000 on a treadmill and then it'll sit in the corner collecting dust. The gear is just the tool. The consistency is the actual workout. In this video series today, I'm going to give you the 30-day breakdown on how to have success with your podcast. We're not talking about preamps and mixers. We're talking about the actual tangible stuff that makes up your podcast. Here is where we're going to exercise that muscle that is consistency. So you can keep putting in the reps that becomes the consistency that takes your podcast to something that actually makes a difference. Look at any major podcaster in the world. They got really good at putting in the reps. It wasn't the fancy microphone. Here we go. Week one is what I call walking into the gym and getting the membership. It feels great, right? You finally stepped in there. You got the membership tag. You're ready to go. You're all prepared. You feel great about this. In podcasting, this is the idea phase. The trick is thinking you need all the pro gear just to start. Believe me, I did the same thing when I first started in podcasting. You think you need the fancy water bottle. You think you need the piece of equipment, but you don't. Your membership, I want you to think of as three things. This is the step in the door. You need your target audience, you need your first 3 episodes, and your topic. See related videos for how to deep dive into this as well. Your week one is just to show up. You're just learning where the locker rooms are right now. Don't overthink it. Just get your first video out. Your week two is the soreness phase. You've had a decent workout. You played around in there. Things are sore and it makes it a little harder to go back. That is the same here. You've recorded your first episode. It feels a little clunky. You don't think you did it right. You're overanalyzing what it actually is and you're being way too hard on yourself. I guarantee it. This is exactly like right after a big leg workout. Your body hurts. It's telling you to stay on the couch. Here's the reality check. Soreness is a sign of growth. You're experiencing something called a little bit of the first fears, right? It's something new to you. It's braving a new system. And that's why it feels clunky. The resistance you feel in the editing booth is building the editing muscle each time. Here's the deal. Don't aim for perfection here. Aim for finished. I don't mean half butt it. I mean, do it the right way as much as you can, but don't overanalyze it to the point that you don't put it out. Look at some of Gary Vee's first videos or Mr. Beast, for instance. If they hadn't started somewhere, they wouldn't have got anywhere. This is your start story. Week 3 is the empty gym phase. In my world, this is a wonderful day because you love to see the empty workout phase, but in your podcast, it can feel a little bit lonely. You're like, what? I put this out in the world. Maybe my mom watched it. That's about it. This is the most dangerous trap in podcasting. And for a minute here, I want to take a second and give you some motivation. Mr. Beast, I think, took 1,000 videos before he got much for views. Matt Rife toured comedian circuit for years, and then he finally hit one video on TikTok that blasted him into start off. If you don't get started, if you don't throw the dart at the board, you'll never get the chance to hit it. That's what I want you to feel here. You don't see muscle definition after 3 workouts. That's why I love using the gym as an analogy for podcasting because the mindset it takes to be competitive in both is the same. In week 3, your only metric is, did I show up? Stop looking at the scoreboard and start looking at the calendar. If you promise 1 episode a week, stick to it. This and anything else in life is a matter of you told yourself you were going to do it, you stay with it consistently, and then you build from there. And let's be fair, after 3 weeks, you haven't earned the audience yet. There's people out there hitting the grind for years to get their audience. By week 4, you've done 4 episodes. Your first month of training in the book. They say that it takes about 3 weeks to develop a habit. You should be starting to feel that you're developing the habit. Now you can look at your data. I don't want you to overanalyze it here, but you can look. Are people dropping off in the first 10 seconds? That's not failure. That just means your form needs to be corrected. You need to get a little bit better at making your hook so people want to stick around. Just like your trainer that's telling you to straighten your back when you do the squat, your analytics are actually telling you what you need to do to train better in your content. So you're not insanely ripped yet. But what you do know is you know how to record, you know how to publish, and you know how to look at your data. You've gotten farther that 99.9% of the population gets on their podcast. I don't know about you, but I love to think about all the people that quit. Because if you don't quit, you're so far ahead of most of the people in the world that don't stay disciplined towards what they want. It's an edge. The first 30 days are always the hardest. And I tell people the gym analogy all the time because people understand it. If you treat your podcast like a gym routine, showing up consistently instead of expecting it to be a lottery ticket, I promise you'll grow. This is something I use day in and day out in our studio. It takes consistency to be successful with anything in life, and absolutely with podcasting. You got to put the right food in your mouth, you got to get the right workout in, and you got to get the right sleep and stay consistent. It's the same here. Keep putting in the reps. And if you want to take that step at your first fear, write the name or concept of your podcast in the comments. It'll help keep you accountable. Dare to brave. What few people talk about is how much podcasting will absolutely change your life. I started a podcast for bullied kids, and look where I'm at today. It's made my life better in every sense of the way. And I can tell you right now, it's not the audience or the money that did it. Coming at you today from AZ Pod Studios, Backlot Studios, and Business Radio X. I'm Tyler. Join me for the next video. By the way, we'd love to have you stop by for one of our seminars. They're absolutely free. We want to build a community here more around good content for the world. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.